Hey y'all, I got some shit would need to be said, okay? Okay, y'all. So, accepting things as they are will free you. Accepting people as they are will free you too. Why do I say that? Well, there comes a time when you must stop beating yourself up over why people do the things they do. If you plan to heal, that is. Then you must find a way to accept people for who they are. Por ejemplo, when you have an ex who wishes to hurt you for leaving the relationship. So they use your kids to hurt you because that's how they feel better about their existence. That's how that person chooses to validate their pain, which is really childhood wounds from the past over being abandoned by one's own parents. But instead, your ex chooses to infect you and your kids with a trauma they have yet to heal from. So, because you understand the ex's inner issues, you don't give them a free pass for hurting your kids and you, but instead, you accept them as they are because you know it take a hell of a lot of work to heal those wounds. And you stop torturing yourself over why this is happening to you because you comprehend who and what you're dealing with. So you do as much as you can do as humanly possible while remaining sane, and then let karma handle the rest. I had a dream last night about my kids, which is why I jumped up to write down the dream, which I now share with you. And in the dream, my ex revealed to me how her stepfather sodomized my son and the steps he took to do it. In my real life situation during a court custody battle, my daughter, Winter, spoke out about being touched by my ex's stepfather, to which the court ignored her voice and mine when I reported it. Moreover, the ex's stepfather always seemed to take a special interest in my kids, down to taking pictures of them when they were naked, to which I told him to stop doing that. So the ex revealing this molestation information to me with a wicked smile on her face while I was in a dream state didn't surprise me much. However, it did make me take a cast iron skillet to her head. But I digress. While still in my dream state, after beating the ex to a pulp, I took my kids and left. And when I walked out the door, I noticed I was in my grandmother's old house, 437 Parkinson Terrace. I stood there confused for a while as to why I would find my kids, who the ex is currently hiding from me, at my grandmother's old address. But as I drove away with my kiddos, looking in the rearview mirror, I discovered that that home just might have been a house of horrors I was never aware of. Why do I say that? Well, because the truth is, although my dad protected me growing up, he also physically, verbally, and emotionally abused me due to his own upbringing. But it was in my grandmother's house, 437 Parkinson Terrace, where my dad found me after I ran away from home due to his abusive nature. And he was so enraged that I ran away that he proceeded to pick me up by my throat and smashed me down onto my grandmother's favorite marble coffee table, breaking all four legs on the table. The marble didn't break, but apparently it did something to my back because I always had backaches as a teenager and into my adulthood. When I got pregnant with my twins, Winter and Laker, the pregnancy seemed to straighten out my back issues somehow, and I've been good ever since. Thank you, my sweet babies. So the latter is how I know that 437 Parkinson Terrace bears a lot of grief and sorrow for many in my family that I may know nothing about because it holds some of mine. I also know about an inheritance from my grandmother, Willie Mae, that was stolen by the person who is the executor of her estate. I also know some folks on my mother's side of the family is working with my ex's side of the family, dealing with mail and bank fraud. A pact was made to go against me in order to steal from me and to keep my kids hidden. So again, y'all, when you know what and who you're dealing with, you stop wondering why things are happening to you, and you begin to understand and accept people for who they are and clearly who they've always been. This is a small portion of my story. Stay tuned. Comments, y'all?